this out here.
Okay, let me get us back on. It's 11:16. We're back into open session.
I think that what we need to do, knowing what we know or don't know at this point, is just table this decision for later. Oh.
But then we're ready to go.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
It's 11:16, and we're back into open session, having been in closed session once with on a personnel issue, and then closed session to meet with counsel. At this time, does the court desire to take any action on item number 5?
Judge, I would make the recommendation that we table this, any action on this decision, wait until we understand more on the overall position. Deb said something to me, and short of making me cry as well, because me and Mark had a long, good discussion with her after Mark worked his tail off on bills. And I truthfully believe that we are overwhelming because both she will allow us to, and we are not taking any action against. We could be literally overwhelming someone and nobody's hollering calf rope because of we just don't think about it. And I just don't want to see us do. I'd like to see lots of things because I'm a fan of Karen. But I know what they're capable of, and Linda and Corey backing Deb up, as well as ace hand like Judy involved here. There's no question about what I know. At the same time, I would like to see something that we do with Karen that we haven't been, and I thought all weekend about that we can implement or utilize in that position. That's just, because you've done that function for a long time and we know she's good, we know she's dedicated. And I love that in an employee. I love that dedication and see you through. But maybe there's something we're not thinking about that could be not as critical, because even though, and I'm cut the same way a lot of times, I won't call calf rope when I should call calf rope, and that hurts us. And not ultimately hurts us, but it could be killing an employee. And I don't want to see us do that because we're kind of limited in that arena where it's been, and the overall magnitude of the weight that's on you. Just knowing, oh shoot, I can't be sick tomorrow. I can't be sick. There's no way. Who can back me up? Nobody can. So I deal with that and I push through, and that's not a good situation. And there's got to be a more thought given to that in that scenario. So I don't know whether it's purchasing development, if it's we've got so many windows opening up with the software that it's unreal. But I mean, any of us know that we'd hire Karen tomorrow to perform any function whatsoever. She's just that kind of hand. But I don't want to see us do something that could be devastating to her, and I'd just like to see us.
Okay, I fully empathize with what you're saying, but business decision-wise, there are excellent reasons laid out to continue that function where it is.
I understand.
And that's where I would put all the emphasis is on those business decisions. And so today, either we can table it, we can take no action on it, or we could take action to make a permanent change, and it's whatever the desire of the court is. But you can certainly leave well enough alone. We don't know what Karen's outcomes are going to be, and that's up to her to share with the court when she's ready to, and with Mr. Hampton first. So.
Well, the thing that's bothered me about it from day one, Judge, is that we're tying it down to April 1st. I don't think we're going to have all the information by April 1st. And I think it's no need us to making any change until we have all the information. We're not going to have that till we see what her outcome is, and then we can
But
see where we are.
the other real consideration is, does that temp person stay there until Karen comes back? And then maybe that person, with what they've learned, can help. Because if Karen's out 6 weeks, they probably need to be there to help do those things that Debbie can't cover by herself.
Absolutely.
So that person needs to stay in place to do that. But
Well, the way it's written, I'm not sure we've got the ability to do a permanent deal, the way it's on the,
well, it says to resume, and that's all, and we can certainly, if we don't take action today, it's probably the better thing.
Right.
Then come back at the point there's going to be any change in decisions.
yeah, I mean,
But-
I don't see that option on the,
Yeah,
in the motion.
so if there's no action taken today, then that speaks to the item until we have more information or, you know. But in my mind, that's been well laid out as to what's the best business decision. Okay. Anything action to be taken then? Okay. Hearing none, we do have work session this afternoon at 1:30 with Sergeant Wilson to go over the way station with them and talk to them, be sure we're not overlooking something that DPS would like into that facility. We can move into the section. Any public comments? Anyone in the audience have anything to make? Commissioners?
Yes, Judge, I want to remind everybody that the 18th of March, Pumpkin Center Volunteer Fire Department annual fish fry and calf fry. So it's a very good time, and it's a lunch thing on a Saturday at a good facility out there, and it's a good drive in the county to run out there. So remember that March 18th. If y'all are available to come and assist, they're good people and fun to be around.
That's
so.
like 11 to 2, something like that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then we started our fact sheet findings and understandings on Friday with Josh Amberjack and Jonathan Clubb, and we met and got some thoughts about how they formed theirs from two different school districts that had been heavily involved in bond and TRE request. And so we've got that information. We'll begin to compile, and Deb, it's certainly something that we could use from you is monetary numbers related to the jail for any period of time, like the spreadsheet you did for us in the budget that carried those costs across time. I believe you showed us 10 years of that. Was it not on that sheet? If we could utilize those cost numbers again, if you could email just that spread that had that number in there, and then we begin to put personnel information together as well for that function. We just need to start stating some compiling our facts so that we can then present them as to what some of these costs are.
Does that have out-of-county costs on that too?
I can't remember.
I can't either.
I thought it did, Judge. I thought
Okay.
that she rolled it into one total number when we looked at that sheet.
It certainly can. We haven't. But I have to look.
And Deb, have you did any work on the overtime function in the jail from a maybe not so glamorous place to work, and because of that, the overtime that we pin ourselves with, the sheriff made comment to me this morning early that he was 17 people short in the jail. That certainly's got to impact. But when I looked at numbers last year for overtime, something that miffed me was that we wash out. We may pay overtime because of that various reason we're short, but then we don't fill some positions that Meredith may have in her office, or Maureen may have, or somebody may have, and so that is not in the equation. So overall, we're where we should be. And Willie had made that comment to me, and then when I ran that sheet, it appeared that way to me too. Does that make sense? So even though we're paying overtime, it doesn't equate to overtime when you talk about budgeted dollars.
Over the whole budget.
Over the whole,
Not just the
yeah.
jail operation, right?
And there's certainly as many years where it balances out within the sheriff's department as not. I mean, and that's more years that it balances out within their department than there are where we've had to go to general fund contingencies to fund that.
Best thing we've had going lately is we're under 500 for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that makes a difference. Judge, we had a good visit Friday in our work session from a gentleman from Burke Burnett talking about our air conditioning efficiency, and we had quite a bit of discussion and explained to them our desire to move forward with the total energy makeover that we're working on right now, but they don't have a lot of application. What's the name of that product, Lee? I can't remember. I get my notes.
I didn't get to go to it.
They don't have a lot of applications in a commercial setting. It's more of a home setting. And so they indicated that they would like to work with us over the next few months
And
to
maybe do a pilot.
by a pilot program to see what kind of how it would function in a commercial setting. And we agreed to work with them on that, just to get some data put together. And they had another thing that interested me, and it's a Superior filtration system that involved a clay product that they thought would be an excellent item for jail because of the unique situations that you have there. So something else that we might want to look into is we're looking at a complete, rework on this
Does it
HVAC.
filter with like Febreze in it or something?
It's-
No, it's an air scrubber that
It's
scrubs
an
the
air scrubber.
internal air.
But isn't it a clay product? Isn't
It's
that-
clay.
It's a clay product, and they thought it might really be a real fit, and it actually would help our humidity situation. So something we might look
Well, our
into.
humidity situation is handled.
Well, but not efficiently, it's just handled.
The first time I
When you're
worked,
exhausting air out of the jail,
Yeah.
that fixes the problem, but it's at a terrible cost because it's very inefficient.
Well, every time you shower, you introduce humidity.
But
So you've gotta
we are not
either treat
capturing,
it-
we're not
Start using
capturing
dry water.
the heat or air conditioning that we've got in there. And
Venting it out.
it's not a good way to do it. It solves the problem, but it does it at an expense.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
This would be an air scrubber that would scrub the internal air without exhausting it and bringing in fresh air.
that's right. So you keep the
Keep your
conditioned
heat
air,
cooling,
what
yeah.
is what it now to. More efficient deal. So anyway,
I
just
like
an
Woody's idea better.
update.
Start using dry water.
One of the
Like driver
things,
remove or?
well, one of the things that they noted, like, for instance, we could go out to the jail right now and set them all up on the units up there. But we're gonna have to bring connectivity to those units.
Wireless.
Yeah, wireless, and work it off of that somehow, and guess think through that. But it'd be cool to put it on the new facility, if that be the case, and kind of see how those, because they even commented they had one at one of their homes, and they brought an AC guy out, and he did nothing. And then it came out to work on it, and then they noticed no change in the,
Didn't fix the problem.
didn't fix the problem.
but he sent the bill.
It's just the bill, huh?
Yeah. Okay, that, great idea, and looking at that with the new stuff
Yeah.
is good.
But they indicated they'd certainly be interested in doing a pilot program with us to get to see if, and I suspect the kind of guys they are, and having that discussion, is that they would glean a lot of information from that and develop their product even forward into that industrial setting. So I think it might be a good partnership.
Anything else?
Redneck Culinary's got to cook tomorrow for the inheritance adoption.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's gonna be lots of people,
300?
300 plus.
Midwestern had their Spirit Days. They did a new thing this year, and Kyle Cooks and one of the cooks, and Deb's husband Gary. We were out there and cooked for 742 students and parents. They combine now and bring it all together in one deal. And it was really, the way they set it up was really neat. They had all the departments on the Coliseum floor. Everybody come in there could find something out. It was, financial aid, all that was represented there. And, what's funny, they've gone to electronic registration, all this stuff, and it brought me back to my days as dean out there. We used to have registration and the same kind of setup all around there, but you went by and picked up your class cards so that you could turn them in and run them through the IBM.
You went to each station and picked your class. I remember that.
Hamburgers.
That was back in the good old days.
And but they had
You
told
were
us
frustrated when you
900.
couldn't get the one
so
you
we
wanted.
had food for 900.
Golly.
But the one that got me, we've got too many foreigners coming, and I'm joking when I say that term. I'm talking about not good Texas people, because we ran out of mayonnaise. You don't put mayonnaise on hamburgers.
Yes, I do.
Okay, as I said, foreigners. But
Born and raised right here, baby. Mayonnaise on my hand.
I knew there was something wrong with your childhood.
I'm a mayo and a mustard man.
You go up to Mears Burger and they won't let you put mayonnaise on them.
Yeah. And then the Elks Taffy deal. I don't know why it's called Taffy. I didn't find that part out of it, but it's the fundraiser they do for helping children. Meredith was there, and your cousin,
My sister-in-law.
sister-in-law. Okay.
Is it a cooking contest?
No,
Isn't
no,
that what tappy is?
no.
Different kind of
That's close to that for the chili deal.
I thought that's what it's
Casa. Yeah.
there's-
It was great. I thought the neatest thing, there's a picture a little girl drew after her. That picture sold 3 or 4 times for no less than 200 and up to 500 one time. So it was well done. I got tickled. The lady that was there is the new head of the United Regional Foundation, and she was interested in that John Deere bicycle. Well, she had no clue what that was going to go for, because she was out of the box. I mean, she started to say something, and it was over her head, the first bid. And,
What did it go for?
something.
250, I think.
Little kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it had buddy pegs on the front and the back, but it was really a well-done deal.
It was.
Food was fantastic. It was chicken fried. My Comfort's chicken fried tenderloin. So,
We are very appreciative for what they did there. That funds people to live at Cook's while they have a child in
Yeah.
care. And so Cassie had a premature baby that was in care for 170 days. And they got to be there for every day of it, thanks to that fund and helping them find housing while they were there.
well,
You know, every Thursday night is hamburger night, and all that proceeds goes to the fund for the Cook's Children's Transportation Fund, right?
yeah.
Got mustard or mayonnaise on this?
Mayonnaise. I got a big old bucket of it for you.
I'm really sorry about that.
That'll live on, Judge, I can already tell.
Yeah, I can tell. It's a trend. All right. We're going to recess until 1:30 and celebrate Commissioner Watts' birthday. It is 11:34. Yeah, I'm sorry. If we're going to get there on time, Commissioner,
Oh,
make
yes.
it quick.
I think we're already late.
Thank y'all.
Yeah,
What time, Judge?
11:34.